That's 30 seconds of I hate life. Hello, everyone. This is the Geek-Posium. My name is Cortana Silvers, your friendly neighborhood smut peddler.
And I'm Shep.
And today, there's Genshin Impact drama, and it's Tuesday, so that's not news. Not news. I am slightly exhausted, overworked, underpaid, and generally annoyed at Facebook again.
And that's news how?
They took money for my ads, and then they didn't. Well, they showed my ads for about half the time they were supposed to, and then won't pay me the money after they said your ads are inappropriate. I'm like, my ads is literally a girl in a t-shirt. Nothing there, nothing showing. She's wearing a bra. There's no nipple. What the hell do you want?
For those listening on the podcast, now I am face palming.
Yeah, there you
go. So
yes,
yeah.
And you are watching us on YouTube. You can also find us on podcast, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you find your podcast. That's where you can find us. Video podcast is currently exclusively on YouTube until I find something better.
For now. Anyways.
Yes.
So it's been a bit. We took last week off because I was exhausted because I just came back from ColossalCon.
Yeah, that's understandable, and it's fine for me to have that week off because I was working 7 days that week. So, and then I had a photo shoot yesterday. So those of you who are waiting on new content on the Hentai Cake website, it's coming. I swear to God, I'm doing it right now. I'm just busy. It'll be up tomorrow, if not Thursday. We will be a day off. I'm very sorry.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
And then something will be coming.
Yeah. I don't own that shirt. That's a Manly Battleship shirt.
Yes.
But today in news, E3 of course recently happened, and while I hate E3 with a burning passion, there's no point in it anymore. I don't know why everyone's so excited. Like, look, E3. I'm like, you guys hold like your own personal streams on Twitch, on YouTube, all the time now. What is the point of E3?
Yeah, trade shows used to be a big thing for video games because people had to get their crap together. But now they're just like, we'll announce things whenever the F we want. Maybe we'll put together a trailer. We're not going to have our own. We're not going to have an announcement on the show floor.
Yep. Yeah.
There's no point.
There's no longer a point. So when everyone's all excited over E3, I'm like, why? For what reason? Are you just happy to get out of the house? You could have done that before.
You could have done it before.
Going outside.
Yes.
That is life.
Gamers going outside.
Whatever. I mean, you were. We'll go over con stuff later.
Yeah.
But E3 happened, and generally speaking, lots of winners and losers in that one. The biggest loser in my eyes is, of course, Square Enix. For a number of reasons.
Releasing a demo that doesn't work.
That's the biggest reason right there. Let me go ahead and put that up on screen real fast. There. So, this is of course a Twitter.
Wait! I got better source for this.
Do you? I'll add
Is Eurogamer better than IGN? No, it's not.
It's not.
They both suck.
They're both awful, and I don't know why the hell manage notifications, because I don't need you right now, any of them at all. Fuck off.
Did a truck just pass by your house?
No, my fucking Microsoft notification went boo. I'm like, why? No, go away.
Okay.
No one needs you.
I just heard jet wash noise over the intercom.
Yeah, that's the wonders of technology, right there.
Did I say intercom? I meant mic. I am tired today.
We are both exhausted.
What are those?
So, first of all, they released Square Enix released a lot of nothing. They praised Final Fantasy 14 for getting more players than World of Warcraft, and I'm not surprised. Final Fantasy 14 has had decent content for a while now.
Unlike World of Warcraft,
I haven't heard anything good about World of Warcraft in like three expansions. It's been a while.
when was the last expansion? The
I don't even.
The last one I heard of was Pandaria, and then that was like a decade ago.
There's been like 3 after that. The last one I heard of was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was something to do with the Draenor or the Draenei, whatever the heck it's called.
Okay. That explains all the Draenei porn that I've come across recently.
Yeah, that explains it. It's not because people are hungry for reverse-legged girls. Reverse knees? I don't even know. You'd be like, get on your knees. And they're like, no, now she's just sitting down. That makes no sense. But that's not what I wanted. But Square Enix, in my eyes, is the biggest overall loser. While yes, Final Fantasy 14 is a great game. I love it. I play it personally when I have time, which is like 2 days out of the month at this point. Jesus. My poor and unfortunate monk is just sitting there going, you promised to grind me. Like, I'm grinding, okay? I'm grinding this off. But they also released the Final Fantasy 1 prequel, Stranger of Paradise, which, first of all, the fuck happened to the Warrior of Light design?
Yeah.
That was my first complaint. Because on the screen, you can see the new design, and it's like, oh, you can buy this cosplay off of Amazon for about $50. Black T-shirt, black pants, Converses. Got it. Cool. Done. Oh, so I mean, the giant sword
I like casual
might cut you back. The giant sword might cut you back $300 from your local prop maker. But beyond that, meh.
Yeah, other than that, it's nothing.
It's not. It's meh. It's meh. And this is because this is considered a what's it called? An isekai story. This is a guy who was transported to the world of Final Fantasy in general, and I guess this is the result of all the isekais making a huge break in anime, and it's just the end result is this. So as always,
we need some sort of like sounder for like anytime the word isekai pops up.
I have someone in Spanish saying "noble isekai" somewhere. I just have to find it.
Can we put like an alarm to it? Because Jesus,
I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. So, this I think is based off of the Final Fantasy manga series, which was also a general prequel. The game itself looks like fun. It's an action RPG game, much more like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yay!
Yay!
You know, I'm not a fan of the action RPG thing. I didn't like Final Fantasy 13 that much because it was an action RPG-esque type thing, and it didn't get better when they went, okay, let's not have all the weird menus. Let's just make it like a hack and slash thing in Final Fantasy 15, and that was just me just holding down the circle button. That's it. I just want enemy, hold down circle button. Enemy, hold down circle button. I'm like, you know what I need is an auto attack feature.
But then you could just walk away and win fights.
That's what I was doing already. I literally just walk in one direction, holding the circle button. Look, a fight. Yeah, circle button.
I do like action RPGs, but they have to be built right, and
Square Enix hasn't built an action RPG correctly yet, so I'm not having big hopes on this game. Am I gonna buy it? Honestly, I don't think I will. I think after I was burned the last 2 times with a Square Enix game, I'm gonna probably not. Actually, you know what? I say Square Enix has made a good action RPG. That's a lie. The Nier games are good.
They are.
They are good. So if they learned from the Nier games, this might be a decent game. I don't have much hope in Final Fantasy in general. Also, Kingdom Hearts was, of course, decent, but Kingdom Hearts 3's gameplay was just weird.
I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 yet, so.
2 was like perfection in gameplay in my eyes. It worked how you expected it would, no matter what. While in 3, the constantly changing worlds kind of had their own little way of working, and it kind of messed with you a lot. I was like, this is annoying. I hate this. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's disappointing to hear.
Yeah. And some people enjoyed it. It was good on the first playthrough. On the second playthrough, I'm like, no, this is kind of clunky. I don't like this.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. As long as it's better than FF13. A game I have fond memories of, but then I realized those fond memories are because I was turned up for Ginger Bent Cloud.
which is how we got Final Fantasy 13-2 and Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns, Lightning's Revenge, Lightning
Returns.
Lightning gets to become Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail.
I am ashamed to admit that I pre-ordered Final Fantasy 13-2 and Lightning Returns, and they were still both in the plastic wrap.
Lightning Returns was a better overall action RPG game, and 10-2 was a good turn-based game. Now, if they could have applied either of those to 13, it would have been a decent game. Not a good game, but decent.
And maybe get rid of the long hallway.
It's like your choices matter. When in the last 10 hours of the game, right before the final boss. Oh yeah.
That was almost as much bullshit as your choices matter throughout this entire trilogy. Now pick your color, you asshole.
Pick your color. First of all, one of those colors should have been locked out. I'm sorry. That's all I'm saying. Not Persona. We'll go over that later.
Anyways.
Anyway, from Square Enix also announced that it is remade and remastered Final Fantasy 1 through 6 for Steam and mobile.
Again.
Does
FF6 work this time?
You know what? The problem wasn't that it worked or didn't work for the mobile version. The problem with the mobile version was that the graphics were weird, like everyone was kind of bubbly looking. And then the game itself played weird because the timers were like your character's little bar and it would go up the thing, and then you'd have to like make the decisions. And I'm like, this just plays clunky. This just plays clunky.
Well, a lot of mobile games play clunky, so
I didn't like it because in my head I'm like, okay, all you need to do is have like a thing for the controller and like yes and no, because you only need 2 buttons. You only need 2 buttons for Final Fantasy 6. They ruined Final Fantasy 6, and that was the 4th time I had bought it.
Which have you bought more, Final Fantasy 6 or what? Not Oblivion. Skyrim. There we go.
I've only bought Skyrim twice, so Final Fantasy 6. I've actually bought Final Fantasy 7 more times than I've bought Final Fantasy, than I've bought Skyrim.
Believe it or not, I've only bought Skyrim once.
I bought it twice. I bought it for my PC, and then for my PlayStation 4.
I bought it for Steam, and every time they put out a new version, Steam just updates to the new version.
There you go. And then
Mass Effect, however, I've bought a fair few times.
Well, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 6, I bought when it was Final Fantasy 3 on Super Nintendo. When they remade it for PlayStation 1, when they remade it for the Vita, which gave me the one for the PS3. When they remade it for the mobile app. I'm gonna buy it a 5th time because I hate myself.
So I think I bought I bought Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 on Xbox, then on PS3, then on computer through Origin. Then I bought the remaster, both for computer and Xbox, because I'm fucking retarded.
See, right now 6 and 9 are the two that I've bought the most. I bought 9 PlayStation 1, on PS3, on my computer, and on my PS4, or no, not my computer, on my PS4 and on my Switch. I'm at 4 for that one.
Yeah,
So
let's stop talking about our own simpery.
I have a problem where I find a game that I like, and it's like I can't play this anymore. Oh wait, it's going for the system.
Yeah, that's me with BioWare games.
Yeah. Now, the biggest issue with all of this, though, is the fact that they released a demo for Final Fantasy 16, and it's corrupted.
Yes.
And update on this story, it's still corrupted.
No, according to Eurogamer, it's finally fixed.
Is it finally fixed?
Finally.
Okay, because according 2 hours ago, it was still corrupted.
Yeah, right before this stream, I pulled it up, and it's like, it's finally fixed.
That's just weird.
Yeah. Of course, knowing Eurogamer, that could be full of shit, but
let's just go with that. So that's an ongoing issue. The big winner in my eyes for this one was probably Xbox. Xbox had a lot of really cool looking stuff that came out for E3. Let me pull up my freaking list here. Atomic Heart had an amazing looking trailer. It's a cool looking overall thing. You got robots attacking you. It's very reminiscent of BioShock, like the original like Rapture style stuff with
the old school BioShock before Infinite.
But it's far more colorful. I'm like this looks like how Infinite should have been, but wasn't. It's very 1950s-esque looking, like robots that make no real sense.
But I like BioShock Infinite though.
BioShock Infinite suffered from the fact that it didn't have a second game. BioShock Infinite suffered from BioShock.
Yes.
Because BioShock 2 was a far superior game in terms of gameplay, mechanics, and storyline.
Yes.
BioShock Infinite suffered from the exact same issues.
Yes.
We also saw Halo Infinite multiplayer showcase. I like me a Halo game. I like me Halo multiplayer. I will never say against it. But there was some small pushback on Halo Infinite. It has to do with just a general complaint about some character design, and it's the fact that Cortana's. Not Cortana.
It's sort of Cortana, but sort of not. I can get into the Halo lore, but that'll take an hour.
Listen, there was an AI uprising.
Yeah,
that we know of.
Yes.
So there's
led
one
by
of two,
Cortana, but there's Cortana.
Yeah, there's one of two explanations as to why they put her in this really tight, not even tight, like this overarching military uniform that just covers up the entirety of the body and flattens everything. It's probably because it's an overall psyop to keep the AIs from trying to rise up again, showing that no matter what, that at the end of the day, the humans will have full control over everything. Or game journalists complained about titties. One or the other.
There's a third explanation.
I like my two better.
A third explanation. This is a separate personality for Cortana. So to differentiate from Cortana's original designs, because there were multiple iterations of naked AI Cortana, and then in Halo 5, when Cortana rebels, she adopts a new avatar.
Right.
Instead of being the naked Cortana, it was the she kind of took on a more regal because she was now leading.
Yeah.
So, but now this is a Cortana under UNSC control, so she's wearing a UNSC uniform. Unfortunately, the design sucks.
The general design.
I saw it. It's like, Cortana is supposed to still kind of be a sex symbol. This is not it.
Yeah, I hate to say this to you, but sex sells, especially in the military.
In the military, in the general populace, still.
Mm-hmm. But you can sit there and explain it to people, but no one will actually understand it. They'll just like, boobies bad. Like, okay, fine. I can't explain it to you.
And it also makes sense for Cortana to kind of be fan servicey because the Master Chief has a weird ass relationship with Cortana.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's partially because like Cortana is kind of
his virtual wife.
Kind of his virtual wife, but kind of also his virtual mom because she's based off a flash cloning of Dr. Halsey, who kind of is the Master Chief's surrogate mom.
Yeah, she make the Master Chief program, so it makes sense, or the Spartan program.
Yeah, I forget whether it was in Dietz's novelization, The Flood, or if it was in Eric Nyland's prequel or sequel, Fall of Reach or First Strike novelization, where they actually have the Master Chief like working through his weird relationship with Cortana while waking up from cryo sleep.
I didn't read those, so I don't know. So again, great looking stuff for Xbox. Like I'm generally very happy with what's coming to Xbox, even though I don't have Xbox. I mean, Slime Rancher 2 looks like fun. You've got Bethesda showing some serious love.
It is kind of funny. Xbox Series X has no games. Hey, actually, no games! Get out your checkbook. We're gonna buy some companies to get some exclusives.
Yeah, it actually has the most number of overall exclusives. Compared to one else, although they did lose one of their exclusives. Yeah. Let me pull this up real fast. The Medium, which is a horror game, it's set to release in January. It's going to come to Sony, PS5 only Sony PS5.
Sad face.
Yeah. Which is funny because it's very hard to get a PS5 at all. I'm like, okay, so who the fuck's gonna buy that?
My buddy CY is throwing a bitch fit right now because all he wants is FF7R integrate. That's all he wants in life, and he can't get a PS5.
Is that not available on PS4 at all?
No.
Really?
No. All he wants to do is get the new ending, and the new content in the Yuffie DLC.
And the Yuffie DLC. That's all he wants. All of that.
I mean, his handle is Commodore Shinra, so.
I understand. Excuse me.
I walk inside and it's Tifa everywhere.
But yeah, so you've got a lot of stuff dropping for Xbox. I missed the last day of E3, which was either today or yesterday. I'm half asleep. I couldn't really tell you. No, it's today apparently. It's trying to play a video of it right now on my screen. But Nintendo dropped a ton of stuff all at once. But here's my problem. I already knew all of these things, and all of these trailers were readily available on the Nintendo Store app already.
Yes, don't need. Nintendo always does their own damn thing. So
yeah, so like when they were like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this," I'm like, the only thing here that was a surprise was the Shin Megami Tensei 5 release date and story thing, which I'm not sure.
Except we knew it was coming. We just didn't know
when. And surprised, it's exclusive only to Nintendo. Is this the result of Sony PlayStation's or Sony new issues with anything anime-esque? Maybe. The biggest concern that everyone's having right now is the main protagonist a boy or a girl? And my answer to them is, who cares? When the hentai artists get a hold of it, it's going to have a dick regardless.
I mean, a hole is a hole.
Like, is it a boy or a girl? It's going to have a dick regardless. But will it have boobies? It'll have that regardless, too.
Listen, have you not met the internet?
Have you not? Listen. If it is a girl, it's a very manliest girl, very very tomboyish, and daddy like me some tomboy anime characters. Oh yeah. But if it is a boy and it transforms into that long-haired, girlish, feminine-looking character, then it's a femboy, and daddy like him some femboys. Oh yeah. So it don't really matter. It don't matter.
You have to understand, Rule 34 and Rule 63 are undefeated.
Have not lost yet. Not even a little bit. I think the only actual drop today was the new Smash characters. In the new DLC, which I'll have to buy for like $15. Yay!
What are the new Smash characters? Just out of curiosity.
Kazuya from Tekken.
Okay.
And who else? Let me see here. I have to open the article. It's always more than one character. It's always like this one character. I'm like, that one kind of sucks. Who's the one that's good? No, that's the only one that they actually announced. Weird. Whatever.
That's it's kind of weird seeing actual fighting game characters
in Smash. Yeah, it's always weird. Advance Wars is getting a 3D Switch remake, which is great. I love Advance Wars.
Cool.
Great overall game. But the biggest surprise of the day has to be the fact that Fatal Frame is coming back to America.
Oh, damn.
It has been so long. What Fatal Frame 2 was the last one? I think that was for PS2? God, I don't even remember.
Yeah. Fatal Frame is one of those games I hear about in whispers, because I was never a fighting game fan, but you need to play this.
Fatal Frame is not a fighting game. It's a horror game.
Oh,
with
I'm sorry.
The camera.
I was thinking like Fatal Fury or something.
Fatal Fury, yeah. Different game. Different game.
I'm retarded and have exposed myself as a fraud.
Yeah, it happens. It's okay. It's just one of those things that just kind of happen. Only to some of us. I mean, not all of us have that issue. It's just something that happens, and we'll deal with that as we go. And, that's just the way it is.
I don't think I've ever played a Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame was an interesting overall concept because you were dealing with ghosts you couldn't actually see, and the only way you could see them was with a special camera, and that's also how you defeated them. But the camera had a limited amount of power and film.
Okay.
So you had to deal with that. So it was a horror mystery game. I don't remember the story. It's been so long since I played it. While Resident Evil is still fresh in my head because they keep
remaking it.
They don't remake. They keep continuing the story.
Oh, well, they remade one. They remade two.
Well, to be fair, they remade one twice.
Yes, actually, yes.
Yeah.
Because they made the original and then they made the remake on GameCube.
I think it was GameCube. It was like Resident Evil 0. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
All right. I mean, and I'm not a big fan of horror games personally. It's not my
I'm not.
thing.
I like games that are actiony or RPG that have horror elements.
Interesting.
Like I don't like Resi 1 and 2. I like Resi 4 because Resi 4 is actually an action game. I like when the Flood showed up in Halo, in the original Halo, it was awesome. One of the reasons I'm a huge Mass Effect fan is it's got that horror element, but it's still noble bright.
Yeah.
RPG until it's not, but you still succeed until the very end because Yes. And then you don't know because it reverts to, is this a horror or is this a mindfuck or did they just run out of money?
Exactly.
So let's run through here. No one got that. Even
no one got that at all. What else is there?
If you're ever bored, look up Shinji rants at Evangelion ending. It is glorious. It is the original voice actor of Shinji losing his shit at the ending, in character, and it is glorious.
Metroid got a announcement. I was super psyched about that. But the biggest thing I was surprised of, and the thing that I didn't think was going to happen, WarioWare got a game.
That was surprising.
I was like, oh my, like, because Wario had one decent game for, I think, Game Boy. And then we didn't see him again until WarioWare for the DS.
Yeah,
and then nothing until now.
It's always like handhelds, but it's like one hit in the handheld.
Yep. And the Wario games are always a lot of fun. They're generally fun to play, but like they don't last. It's like, okay. It's one of those games where you either love it or you hate it, and most people love the WarioWare games. It was great to see that Wario is coming back again for the Switch. The biggest surprise for me was probably Zelda.
Yeah, that's weird that a Zelda game's getting a sequel.
I think the last time we saw a Zelda game sequel was Majora's Mask.
Well, Majora's Mask and then Zelda 2, and those are the only two I can think of.
Zelda 2? What was...
The second actual Zelda.
That doesn't really count. That was like Nintendo. That doesn't count.
Other than Majora's Mask, Spirit Tracks was kind of a Wind Waker spinoff or sequel.
Sort of.
Like they reference Wind Waker a lot in Spirit Tracks.
But they don't. If you're not,
you're also its own world.
You're not playing Link again. How about that? It's its own thing.
You're playing a different Link.
Yeah, it's not the same guy.
I'm trying to think of what else could possibly be as Zelda's, like Majora's Mask, but that's a separate, like Majora's Mask is a sequel, but it's a separate world.
And finally, the last thing that I saw from Nintendo that actually got me excited was probably Super Monkey Ball.
Oh, damn, that's coming back.
That was, I was like, wait, no way. Super Monkey Ball's back? No way. Like that was my overall response because I thought that game was dead. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
What's lame is what I got excited for Switch was ports.
Well, they did do a thing for No More Heroes 3, but I knew about that for over a year.
Yeah,
and they've had a trailer up for that forever. So I was like, okay, that's great. Super Monkey Ball 3 was completely under my radar. Metroid was completely under my radar because everyone says that the next, since Metroid Prime 2, everyone's like, the next Metroid game is going to be great. We went through 2 systems before we got a new Metroid game.
Yeah. Well, 3 was okay. Metroid Prime 3 was okay or decent.
No.
The Metroid Other M. I never played because all I had to do was whisper Other M in a room, and all of a sudden my buddy Luke's there just ranting for an hour about how Other M sucks. In fact, we brought it up now. Somewhere right now, he's getting his sixth sense. It's like, God damn Other M! And he doesn't get mad. He's generally pretty chill, and I bet you right now he's ranting about Other M.
Probably. And he doesn't know why. That's all we have for E3. In other video game news, the Simpsons arcade game.
Before there's one E3 thing for Switch that made me super excited.
What?
DDLC, Doki Doki Literature Club is getting a port to Switch.
Oh yeah, Doki Doki Literature Club is getting a port, and if you like other ridiculously, what's the word I'm looking for? Not bloody, but like ridiculous horror visual novel type games like that, I would also suggest Danganronpa Deluxe.
Are you talking shit about DDLC?
I always talk about shit about DDLC. It wasn't that impressive of an overall game. It's a visual novel.
Well, yeah, it's a visual novel. It's not. The gameplay is boring. Of course, it's a visual novel, but it was unique, and I want to know how they do the stuff they did on the PC version in Switch. Because they had to do a lot. Like, you had to know how, like, to execute what happens in DDLC and to not give spoilers. The developer, he had to know how Windows works.
Okay.
And how to access Windows from Ren'Py.
They'll probably use the Nintendo Switch's own OS, which I think is based off of a Linux system.
It's I assume it's Linux based, but
yeah. But
I want to know, damn it. How do you pull this off? Do you use, because it's not going to be you have to do some lower level shit in DDLC. Like, you have to get into Windows system files to beat that game.
Yep. Who knows? I don't. Well, they'll figure it out. But Danganronpa is also getting a remaster remake. All three games, and they're adding a fourth game. Danganronpa S Ultimate Summer Camp. That is for Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure if it's for any of the other systems too. I don't think it's a exclusive, but it could be. But it's coming out later this year, 2021. It just says coming 2021. It didn't give us an exact date, unlike Metroid, which we know is coming in October.
Yeah, it's coming out sometime.
Yes.
The other Switch port I'm excited about is Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah, that's another one that everyone's like, that can't be done. I'm like, oh, why not? It's not powerful enough.
Apparently, they someone accidentally included it when it wasn't going to be a Switch port in a list of Switch ports.
Whoops.
And the developer said, people said, no, that's impossible. And the developer said, maybe we can do it. Challenge accepted.
There you go.
And now it's actually happening.
In other news, a flashback from my childhood, the Simpsons arcade game.
Oh, I remember playing the shit out of this.
I remember wasting so many quarters at the local boardwalk arcade on the Simpsons arcade game, because it was impossible to do with like 1 quarter. You spent a good like $5.
Yeah, it ate up all my money when I came across it in an arcade.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and it was a fun game. You had 4 different characters to choose from. You could combine with friends to make special attacks and stuff. It was a fun game. It was really ahead of its time for a Simpsons video game.
Yeah, it was a Simpsons video game.
And it was ahead of its time of most like action beat 'em ups, like Dragon Double Dragon or Commander Striker.
Yeah. And it still holds up.
Still holds up. And Arcade 1-Up is allowing you to go and buy it with like your own Simpsons arcade game. You know, I'm kind of tempted to buy it and then bring it to Colossal East and set it up outside of the room.
But do you have the $700 to buy it?
That's the question. Well, you know, if everyone went over to hentaicake.com and just got a membership right now, we could definitely get it done.
Please, this man needs to get to Matsuri and Colossal East.
Colossal East, it's no issue because I think I paid up front for that. I would like, people to pay me their half of the hotel room, but I'm pretty sure I paid up front for that one.
Anyways.
Let's...
next on the docket. Are we
Are we
moving
still
to
on
anime
video games?
news? I think we're out of video game news.
You're out of video game news. I'm gonna
Oh, you want to do
move.
anime news or I have anime news, Netflix news.
Let's go with anime news for right now.
Okay.
And let me pull up the right thing.
Well, I've got one thing pulled up right now.
I got Jujutsu Kaisen. We're gonna start with sad news. Jujutsu Kaisen, the manga is on indefinite hiatus. The creator is having issues with his health. Good luck for me pronouncing this name. Gege Akutami.
Yeah, Gege Akutami.
Is that the name?
Yeah, I have an updated article saying that pretty much he's having some health issues, but it's not terminal or anything. He should be back in a month or so.
Yeah, well, right now they're saying indefinite, so.
Yeah, like he said, it's indefinite, but he expects to be back in a month or so. He just doesn't know when.
Yeah, so. Those of you who were paying attention to last season's anime, Jujutsu Kaisen was a great anime, beautifully done. The animation was great. Story very well put together, very well paced. I enjoyed it a lot. And the last episode, I swear to God, was straight out of the anime music video. I was like, oh, mwah. Beautiful, well done, perfect. You got anything to add to that?
Not really. He did release a statement also saying that like he apologizes that he's doing it in the middle of an arc and not waiting for a
break, yeah.
For a break, but he needs to stay whatever's going on, he needs taken care of now.
Yeah.
But it's not like
understandable.
He's going to be back soon.
We've lost a lot of manga creators in the last 2 years. I understand. It's better to deal with it now, especially after losing the creator of Berserk recently. So it's better for him just to go ahead and just deal with that right now, as opposed to just dealing with it later. But it's an interesting overall problem. Because I like when manga's done. I like the pacing. I like the way that it really pushes the creators to do better. But to sit there and see so many people die in the last couple of years, I'm like, maybe we need to pull back a little bit, just a little pull back, because we're pushing people a little too hard there.
Yeah.
A lot of people will bitch and moan about the animes and what have you, and this and that. And I'll say, listen, I don't know what you are expecting from a lot of this. The Japanese manga system is different than American comic systems, and not many people in American comics make a lot of money off of these movies either.
Yeah. Yeah, the artists are making a lot of money off the Marvel MCU, so. In fact, despite the success of the MCU, American comics are dying. So,
well, American comics are dying for the fact that it's nothing like the MCU.
Well, that too.
It doesn't help where the issues with the MCU. Do you have an article for that one?
Not for that, but like speaking of wokeness, I've got in manga.
Well, a bunch of let's start with the fact that while you were gone, a bunch of comic book artists were complaining about fan service and stories and what have you in
manga.
In manga, they brought up very specifically things like Redo of Healer, Goblin Slayer, and Shield Hero. 3 really popular, highly violent, very over-the-top animes, which had aspects of brutality, rape, and betrayal by a female in each of those things. and they're like, this puts the wrong message. This is terrible. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw that.
one of them. I mean, redo of Healer is it is revenge porn. That's what it is.
Yeah, redo of Healer's revenge porn.
Without a doubt, Goblin Slayer is a man going through horrible things, changing himself to survive, and then thriving through his ability to survive. Changing slowly over time, moving some of those survival traits, sticking to his core. Shield Hero is a story of betrayal and then not really forgiveness, but like growing beyond that.
Growing beyond the betrayal.
Yeah, being more than what that betrayal was. And I don't see anything wrong with those things, but they were talking about, the fan service is terrible. How could you show these things?
Yeah, the fan service, the fan service, the slavery, the rape,
and then
the violence, the brutality. And
I'm just like, buddy, are you the CCA?
Yeah, are you the CCA? Are you the people protesting 80s action movies during the 80s?
Is this the
video games during the 90s?
This is why I made this one thing right here. The comics something alliance, comics code alliance.
Yes,
it's dead. We didn't like it when it existed, and I don't want you bringing it back.
Yeah, stop trying to bring it back.
All right, it didn't work the first time. So that happened while we were gone.
Well, one mangaka has had enough.
The creator of Love Hina responded to this, and he's saying that he is Heichi.
What?
He is the creator of Love Hina a boy or a girl? I always forget.
I believe he's male.
All right, well,
because it's Ken Akamatsu.
That could mean so little.
Well, yes,
but the creator of Love Hina, they are responding to the fact that they're worried about how the various companies that deal with publishing stuff are worried about Westerners and wanting to add the Western audience. And the general feeling I have is stop.
Yeah,
trying to expand beyond your audience and alienating your core audience is what has caused the issue with DC and Marvel. Stop.
And Western companies are getting more involved. Funimation and Crunchyroll are on production committees of anime.
Yep, exactly.
Which is one of the reasons I'm rooting for the SEC to smack down the Crunchyroll Funimation merger.
One of the reasons why
Funny does not need more power.
No, Funimation does not need more power. I'm hoping that Japan just goes full isolationist again. Goes, nah, we're not listening to you. Fuck off. What? You have no power here. I've used that phrase too much in the last week.
Yeah.
But just in general. It has been an interesting overall time now. So Ken he's saying this, and a bunch of Western anime and manga-based sites picked up on this, and they were very upset by his comments. And,
but this is stuff he's been saying for like the past 15 years.
Yeah, like he's
been saying this in some form. Like when Japan updated their pornography laws, he spoke out against it and said this is bowing to Western pressure. This is gonna hurt manga artists who get their start making doujins at Comic-Cat.
Yep.
And he was kind of right.
Yeah. It's made it much harder to break into the manga world by trying to adhere to Western philosophy and morals and sensibilities, and it's not the same thing.
And what's doing best in both the East and the West? Shit that puts up double middle fingers to all that.
Revenge porn?
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. That's what's doing best right now. Can you pull up that Power Rangers thing?
Oh yeah. Do we want to do that first, or do we want to do VTuber news?
Let's start with Power Rangers, then we'll move on to sad news.
Power Rangers is coming to Netflix. Nick has got they've broken away from Nick, so
Nickelodeon no longer has access to the Power Rangers franchise. They did not renew the licensing agreement. And to that I say, great news for all of us. We will now be getting Dino Fury Season 2, which we've been waiting for like 8 years.
Forever.
It's been forever. Dino Fury was one of my more favorite seasons of the absolute bastardization of a Sentai.
Super Sentai.
But it was one of my more favorite bastardizations of the Super Sentais. It's one of the ones that really pulls away from it. Unlike the one that's closest to being exactly a shot-for-shot remake of the Super Sentai series, which was Power Rangers in Space.
I liked Power Rangers in Space, though.
That was a good one. It was a shot-for-shot remake, I swear to God.
Yeah, that was excellent. And then afterwards, they did Rescue Rangers, which was weird.
I liked Rescue Rangers, even though it was one of those things I'm just like, this is nothing like the Super Sentai series. Still decent. Also watch it.
My issue with Rescue Rangers was both my parents were medics. My dad was a former firefighter and was a nurse, so watching it and seeing it's like I had too much. Even as a little kid, I had too much knowledge of how that shit worked, and I could not watch it. It's like, this doesn't work like this. I know this is Power Rangers, but no.
Anyway,
I can't believe it. I don't believe this.
Anyway, now that we're here and we're dealing with this, Netflix, I'm hoping, is going to give the reins to a better executive producer and a better producer team, and we will hopefully have better stuff coming out of Netflix. I still have issues.
You're trusting Netflix to not F things up.
I'm trusting Netflix to not mess with a golden calf. And Netflix is very good at not fucking with its money. That's it.
Doubt.
Netflix is very good at going, oh, this makes us money. Yeah, but it's not very appropriate. Yeah, but it makes us money.
Yeah, but they're...
I mean, it's like that gambling anime. That's really wrong.
Speaking of Netflix, should we move on to bad Netflix news?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Woke He-Man's coming.
Now, let me go over this right now. It's not Woke He-Man. It's a bait and switch. It says He-Man. He-Man's in like the trailer and the first episode or so, and everything from there is Tila. And I don't know why.
And Kevin Smith, the showrunner, is saying, well, if you watch He-Man, the female characters were always there and kicking ass. Like, yes, but the show was about He-Man.
Yes.
It was a group of heroes, with He-Man being He-Man was the main character, but it was a group of heroes.
Yes.
And you're focusing on specific other heroes and not the title character.
Now,
you always focus on the title. You have to focus on the title character at least a little bit.
The title character should be the main focus. That doesn't mean characters didn't have their own special arcs or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the 2000s He-Man remake, the guy with the telescope neck had his own episode. Can't remember his name, but he had his own episode. It happened. Yes, it happens. But the title character is still the main focus.
Yeah. You got to keep the focus. Like, you can go off and do other stuff, but you got to bring it back.
You know, it's like the Flash. The sole point of the Flash is that he's the Flash, and he's the main character. Does he have sidekicks and characters with him? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. can they get even multi-episode arcs? Yeah.
Yes.
But at some point, you have to return to the main focus of the show, which is the guy who's at the top of the card.
It is.
Or the guy or girl at the top of the card.
It is obnoxious. It's just I can't even deal with this. It is essentially a bait and switch. Kevin Smith, once again, making me annoyed at him. Where he goes, isn't this a great concept? I go, it's a great concept for like an episode or two, and I enjoy it for an episode or two. But the main point of the thing should be this.
I mean, you can even backdoor pilot other shows. Like, okay, give Tila like a 3-episode arc, then make a Tila show.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how Daria happened. Those of you who watched Beavis and Butthead, it was a stupid show about stupid little one-off things with two idiots who watched music videos and made snarky comments. That's all it was. Daria was a much deeper show, but the skit that had Daria in it was some of the most well thought out sarcastic humor possible. And the Daria character got a lot of positive feedback and positive reaction from fans. And then Daria got her own show over Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, and there's a million examples of characters who appeared on one show and then got their own show.
Yep. Because
they just demanded their own show, but you don't want to take away from the initial show.
Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. The Sam and Cat Show. iCarly. What else? I don't even know. I'm so tired.
Why are you going through all these Nickelodeon and Disney teen shows?
Those were the first things that popped into my head. I can't remember any other shows really that had spin-offs a lot like that outside of Beavis and Butthead.
I mean, this is also a thing that's gone forever. Adam 12 was a backdoor pilot coming out of Dragnet. Emergency was a backdoor pilot coming out of Adam 12.
There you go.
Those are pretty iconic 50s and 60s shows, but
yeah, I'm exhausted. All right, so that's done. Sad news in entertainment news. Do you have a thing for Kirako?
Yes. Kirako is graduating on July 1st.
As in, she will no longer be a VTuber?
No longer will be a VTuber.
Yeah.
She won't publicly give a reason for it, but I think she's tired of dealing with all the antis.
I think it's all the CCP shills, mostly.
Yeah, that's what I mean by antis.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, about a year ago, Hachima was going through her stats, saw Taiwan's one of the top countries, and not accidentally acknowledging that Taiwan was a country. And the CCP shills in the chat lost their shit. And it was so bad that HoloLive had to kill their China expansion.
Yep.
Kirako, to try to make sure that Hachima didn't get fired, said on her stream, Taiwan's a country, so they both get suspended for a month. Come back bigger than ever, but just if you go into chat, their chat is just constantly it's F Coco, vicious F Coco, all these vicious comments from China Chills, and they ban you hit the ban hammer, but they come back under a different account.
Yep. Yeah, it's very annoying. And
but about 2 months ago, she had a stream end suddenly because she broke down midstream and just got tired of it.
Yeah. It's understandable. Those of you who don't know Kirako, she actually did a daily VTuber news show, which really helped the VTuber community expand and get more popular.
She's also bilingual. She's actually American, but was on the Japanese side. But because she's bilingual, she started using a lot of like going back and forth between Japanese and English during all her streams. That got the American audience interested. She helped push for the English branch of Hololive, which is taken off like a rocket ship.
Yeah, and it's a generally good thing. She did a great work expanding this marketplace and this stuff, and it's really sad to see her go. I hope that Hololive keeps her on in some way, shape, or form. Maybe as a brand ambassador, something. Something. I really hope so.
Yeah, it's kind of been hinted that she's going to be involved in management somehow.
That would be great.
She lives in a house with like 3 or 4 other VTubers, Hololive VTubers, and she said she's not going anywhere. So
there you go.
I think Kanata on her stream was saying like, yeah, it's going to be weird because we don't know the rules yet about bringing her up, but she still lives here. But yeah, she's been a massive force, and you can tell if you go on Playboard, it's like Kirako, Hachima, all the English VTubers, Hachima, Korone, all the English VTubers, Timpool, all the other Hololive VTubers, Nick Ricada, Nijisaji VTubers, Dr. Disrespect, other VTubers, everyone else.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch. So those of you who I don't know if the graduation has already happened, if you guys get a chance.
It's July 1st. She has her last stream July 1st.
If you guys have a chance
on July 2nd in the US because it's 7 p.m. Japanese time.
So it'll be sometime in the early morning. Last time. If you are an early bird on July 1st, check out her final stream. Give her a good, send off. Tell her, give her love. Someone who puts this much love and compassion and general, just passion and joy into their work, into what they're doing, into pushing something that they believe in, should be celebrated in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't always happen. My drill sergeant gave us a great quote. He only gave us the first half for all of basic training, which was essentially, you're going to be tired, you're going to want to quit, no one cares, keep going. That was the first half of the overall quote. And you know what? I think she should deserve the second half, which is eventually you'll be there and you'll look back and you'll be happy.
Yeah,
you'll see how far you've gone. That's what matters.
She's definitely changed the game of VTuber.
She's gone further than I thought this thing would go. Because VTubing at first was this niche Japanese thing that I thought was cute, and it's really exploded in the last year. Because
of
Kiryu. This one person. This one person, which is just amazing.
It's kind of funny though. It's partially because of her and the other let's just say quirky personalities of Hololive. It's definitely deviated from what Hololive started as.
Exactly.
Hololive was just going to be, we're going to be idols but virtual. And then you have Kirako starting every morning with "Good morning, motherfucker."
All right. Okay. I'm gonna bring up the John Della Rose thing, and then we are gonna.
I've got the article right here.
Okay, go ahead.
But do we want to bring up a PJ Media article?
Is it a PJ Media article? Let me see here. It is a PJ Media article.
I'm the only one covering it, other than people bitching.
I probably should have read this first before I brought it up. But you know what? Let's not bring up the article. Let's just
too late.
Too late. It's on the thing.
It's not even on the screen.
Anyway,
John Della Rose.
John Della Rose, professional asshole.
Do you want me to bring it up? Because you flashed away and then you flashed back, and I'd already got away from it. I'm going to talk about it. How about that? Okay.
All right. it's just easier. But okay, John Delarose, who is he's a writer. He's very Christian, very right wing, very vocal.
He's also a damn good writer.
He's a damn good writer. And one of the better writers of the last 3-4 years. There's not a lot of people who can really push that. He's as a conservative to be able to do well in the writing area and being an author, being sold, writing fiction no less, is difficult in the last 5 years, if nigh impossible. You have to work.
And he's been a bestseller in sci-fi fantasy written, and in the comics world.
In the comics world. Anyway, he had issues with a convention called Worldcon, and put on a full-on lawsuit because they called him a racist, which is funny to hear a Hispanic person called a racist.
Yes.
I mean, the last name Del Arroz would have probably made you go, huh, might be Spanish.
Maybe.
A little bit.
But yeah, in 2018, they banned him from the convention and called him racist. He sued, and that suit finally settled. He's now unbanned from Worldcon. I don't know anything about fees, but they cut him a check.
Yep, they settled.
Check, but they cut him a check.
Mm-hmm. Now, John Delarose tends to piss off everyone, no matter.
He pisses off everybody.
Everybody. So to watch everyone go, this guy is this side. Go, no, he's really not, because they hit him too. But like John Delarose was confiscated for all about 5 days, and then he was like, I hate you all.
Yeah. He's gotten into fights with both sides of the EVS, not just political aisle, but even in the CG world. I think he's gotten into brawls with both Doug DeNable and EVS
at the same time.
Which is funny. John Delarose hates both sides, and Nick Rekieta is friends with both sides.
That's pretty much how I feel at all times. It's like I either want to be friends with both sides or I want to hate you both so fucking much. One or the other. I don't have an in between there.
Yeah, I log in. It's like, this is stupid. And then you look at what's going on with Marvel and DC, and it's just like, well, it could be worse.
Yep. Here we go. Worldcon agreed to pay him $4,000.
Yeah, it was a small check, but they cut him a check.
There you go. There you go. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff in here from people who hate John Delarose. Now that I'm actually looking at it, and it was when I searched for it to get the article, because I saw it on Twitter, right? So it's like, okay, I need an actual article. And the only thing I saw was PJ Media, and then like 10 pages of Ree. Well, this is still 10 pages of Ree, but it's just PJ Media putting it out there.
Oh yeah, that's because they're taking a victory dance because it's PJ Media.
There you go. If we could just not do the victory dances and just report the news, that'd be nice, guys. That'd be nice. Anyway, generally speaking, if you don't like John Delarose as a person, do not follow him on Twitter. But I will say he writes some really good stuff, so I'll probably still buy his books, still check out his comics. Unless he does something to besmirch me as a human being, I don't really care that much. And generally speaking, John doesn't attack people based on what they are. He just attacks people because he hates them as human beings.
I haven't read too many of his novels. I am a big fan of Flying Sparks, however.
It's a great one. He has a new one, Nano Templar.
I know one of them's Days Volt.
Days Volt was really good, actually.
I was thinking about picking it up, but
Yeah, the saga of the Nano.
I was also sort of afraid that Davis Volt would get me on a watch list.
Yeah, I like
that's a key phrase.
Yeah. The Adventures of Baron von Monocle, which was a steampunk series. I like that one. No end. Yeah, the saga of the Nano Templar. That was a good one too.
Oh shit! I am hella behind on Flying Sparks. I'm only up to issue 4.
Dude, you are really behind.
Holy shit!
It's a good thing you have a nice long plane ride coming up. You can go and catch up.
Yeah, I can. Time to buy some PDFs.
All right. Now let's talk about con news. The reason why you were gone last week was because you were
I went to
ColossalCon Prime.
Well, we say Prime, but it's
Colossal Prime.
But there's also East and
Texas.
And 0.5 and all that nonsense.
And Cruise and...
Excuse me.
So, everyone in the anime con scene calls it ColossalCon Prime. It's the first one.
Yes.
Not necessarily the best one, but it's the first one. I think Texas will probably be a lot better.
Probably.
I'm not sure if I'm going to do Texas because I might have 2 cons in October now. But Holiday Matsuri is still looking there really pretty.
Yeah, CCE is CC Texas is in November. Holiday Matsuri is in December. I'm thinking about. I've booked a room for Texas, but I'm debating on it still.
Yeah,
I'm kind of seeing if I'm going to die at Anime Matsuri.
I'm gonna probably book my room for Holiday Matsuri after Anime Matsuri, and depending upon how Anime Matsuri goes, or depending upon work, because right now work is just kicking my ass, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get my time off. I put in for my vacation; they haven't given me the yes yet.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, I have a plane ticket, guys.
You're not going to bail on me. You're not going to bail on me as well.
I might be fired, but I'll be there.
Okay. So, yeah, ColossalCon Prime happened. It was kind of interesting.
Okay.
They were like a lot. Said they were going to enforce all these rules. They didn't.
Whatever.
But that was partially because the state, right after they set the rules, the state announced that we're going to reopen the day of the con. They were still doing stuff like they were still doing temperature checks when you first walked in, which is a good idea. But temperature checks aren't reliable in the summer heat.
A little bit, yeah. I'm noticing that as people walk into my job and the temperature check thing goes, you're at 105 degrees. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it's like not last summer, the summer before when we were in the. Well, no, it was last summer. When I was visiting my grandmother who was in hospice care, what they would say, I flunked a couple of temperature checks, and they just said, "Okay, go to this isolation room. The AC's cranked. We'll check you again in 5 minutes."
Yeah. Pretty much. Anyway, so were people at least having fun?
People were having fun. Something happened in the hot tub, but things always happen at ColossalCon in the hot tub. Panels I attended that weren't my own were pretty good. My panels went pretty well. Lots of happy drunks.
Was the
I
bar
didn't go to the concert. Concert was pretty good. All the lines were okay. All the lines to get badges were relatively fast because what they just did was temp check, scan your phone.
Yeah. Okay.
So they did try to enforce traffic stuff to do a little bit of social distancing. It was like 90% of a normal con.
There you go. I expect that to happen with most cons. There's something that people don't seem to understand, that is, but you can't control mass amounts of people unless you're willing to kill one of them brutally just in front of the others. That's the only way you can really do it. You've got to go full Roman Catholic. Just kill someone in front of themselves.
The word decimate comes from, oh, lots of people in this Roman legion are screwing up. We're just going to kill 1 in every 10 just to prove a point.
Just to prove something, yeah, exactly. So, and no one's willing to do that. So you can sit there and cry and moan all you want, but the fact is you're probably outnumbered. Or as people just
want to get back to life.
Yeah, and as it was funny. My job was passing out stickers like, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. Here's your sticker thing, and I'm going, that's cool. I'm like, when are you gonna get yours? My doctor told me to hold off, so I'm not going to right now.
Our weekly thing. Talk to your doctor.
Where is it? I removed it actually. I removed it off the banner list because I was like, there's no way we're going to keep talking about this every week, and by God, we keep being wrong. You should always talk to your doctor before you put things up your butt. Just general. But yeah, just talk to your doctor. Always talk to your doctor about these things. These are important things. Don't talk to other people. If you have a discussion like my doctor had with me, which was, I asked him, how do you feel about getting the vaccine? His response at first was, I feel like it's very important to society that everyone get the vaccine. I said, okay, that's great. My medical history, well, how do you feel medically? If I should get this vaccine or not? And he said, you should hold off. And that was all I wanted to hear, was just a straight medical opinion.
Yeah.
If someone gives you a political opinion, ask them for their medical opinion, and if they still give you bullshit, then you can sue them into the ground.
Yeah, and for most people, I imagine it's going to be get the poke, but
yeah,
talk to your doctor.
Majority of people will be fine with the poke. I think like 1 out of every 50 of my friends have had serious issues with it. So it's not a huge number.
I'm one of those. I got freaking pneumonia from it.
You and Tom ended up in the hospital with a heart thing. One of my friends has nerve issues. Actually, 3 of my friends ended up really bad, and they're all old Army friends. I'm just like, maybe something they put in us is not good for us.
Yeah, maybe it's that smallpox vaccine.
It's just gonna which is really why I went to my doctor, was because my 2 friends ended up really fucked up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to the VA doctor, see what he has to say.
Yeah.
Again, please talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor.
Do not listen to me. Do not listen to any other talking head. Don't listen to the news, the radio station, all the wonderful medical experts on television telling you what to do.
Either way.
They don't know your body.
Yeah,
talk to your doctor.
Don't listen. Yeah, talk to your doctor. Don't listen to the people saying don't get the shot. Don't listen to people telling you to. Talk to your doctor. Get your best. They know you and your doctor know your body.
And ask them for their medical opinion. If they give you a political one, ask them specifically for their medical opinion. Like that's always listen for the double speak.
Yeah. Knowing my medical history, what do you recommend?
What do you recommend? That is what those are the words you have to use. But still, seeing that ColossalCon Prime had everyone had a good time. I saw a lot of people crying over the fact that people were having fun without masks on in cosplay. And I'm like, what do you want? They aren't wearing masks. They're in a pool.
They're
in a pool. What do you want?
Yeah.
They should be wearing a mask in a pool.
In a pool.
Have you ever been waterboarded? I have. It wasn't fun. Would not suggest. If you want, though, I can put a mask on you, put you in the pool for a minute, pull you out, and see how well you can breathe out that mask.
I'm sorry. Every time you bring it up, I think about your story about that. Anyways.
But
yeah, it was fun. apparently there was like, as it was going on, there was controversy about masks and other bullshit happened after something broke out because some sort of reoccurring dramas surrounding ColossalCon broke out afterwards. But
the drama that was already resolved last year.
Yeah, the drama that was already resolved in 2019.
Okay, yeah. So, I saw that. I was like, that guy doesn't. He's gone. What do you want? Yeah. And everyone's overall response was, we want the owner to no longer have ownership of it. I'm like, so you want all the cons to be canceled?
Yeah.
Well, a new con will show up and take its place. No, it won't.
No, it won't. Not after 2020.
I used to work for a guy named Jeff Mock, and he had something happen where people were saying that he hurt them and all this other stuff happened and blah blah blah. I'm gonna go through this stuff right now. I never saw anything personally. Do I believe it could have happened? Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there. Generally speaking, Jeff was always good to me. He was always good to everyone around him, and he tended to get walked on pretty often. So when the controversy came out and he apologized and he pulled back, he removed himself from all of his various events and conventions. All of those events died that year. Yeah. They no longer existed. People who demanded that they have ownership of them left. And then they left. They took all the money with them, supposedly. And they all blamed it on Jeff. And Jeff said, no, that never happened. Then he began coming back in the last year or so. He said, this is my story. This is what happened. This is how I feel. No one's actually taking any of my apologies or my heartfelt responses to try and become a better person seriously. No one is dealing with this. I feel like I'm apologizing for nothing. And I think he said something that I once said to him, which was, I have no time nor energy to apologize to people who neither believe in nor want forgiveness.
Right.
And now
one of the major problems with cancel culture is there's no absolution.
The greatest
there's no incentive to apologize because no absolution is going to be given.
There you go. And you know what's great about being Catholic? My original sin went away when I was baptized. Done.
Well,
there is no
claims, but it's still there.
Forgiven.
I mean, we could talk theology for a while.
I go to confessional. I'm fine.
I'm a Lutheran whose half his family is Catholic and went to Catholic schools. I could argue theology all day.
We probably could. But there's no way of absolving sin. There's no way there's no path towards forgiveness. What's the incentive?
Yeah, the only person I've seen come back from being canceled like this is Kyle Larson in NASCAR.
Jeff Mock, he's coming back. He's doing events again, and people keep trying to stop him, and he just keeps slamming them down. It is interesting to watch, and I'm personally rooting for him because if he's doing well, good on him. He was nothing but good to me personally. I never had any issues with him. You can sit there and say, well, if you protect someone who hurt someone else, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. I go, listen, just show it to me. Show it to me. Yeah. Well, it's not my story. It's someone else's story. Well, then you don't get to decide that either.
Yeah. Please show me evidence.
Just show me something. I'm
not a Google Doc, because Google Docs are where accusations go to die.
If you give me a Google Doc, I'm going to give you a Google Doc proving that you are a pedophile. Because I have one already made. I just have to hit insert name.
Just show me a police report, something.
Jeff came back to me with police documents, with lawsuit information, all this other stuff, and it all went in his favor. I can't.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Yeah, there's we're starting to see a little bit of a tide change. I don't think
you mean the satanic panic never lasts long?
Yes. I know. I've been kind of, because I take an interest in law. I mean, I just took the LSAT on Saturday. I'm working on applying to law school. I kind of follow a bunch of lawsuits. One of the ones I've been following is the Amber Heard. Wait, I can't say that on YouTube. The ABJD shit show.
The absolute crapshoot of Captain Jack versus
yes,
Aquaman's wife. There you go.
Yes, that S show. Yeah, JD's getting a lot, even though he lost in English court, he's getting a lot of wins in American court. Mm-hmm. And a lot of stuff's coming out with that. Vic Mignogna, he's probably not going to be in anime ever again, but he's still a draw for cons that'll have him. He's probably made more money in 2020 and will make more money in 2021 than any other anime voice actor.
For every single con that he actually makes it to. Because generally speaking,
even in just like he was for a minute he was the only one willing to do cons. So he drew like he was drawing like Rock versus Stone Cold.
Nice.
And still is to like drawing thousands of people to little shops in the middle of anime shops in the middle of nowhere for signings.
See, that's great news. It's because he's generally a draw. He's excited to see people. He's happy to be there. It's a good overall thing. It's kind of like with Jeff Mack. He's generally happy to see everyone. Like I said, he's always a really nice person to me. He was very soft spoken. He kept getting himself ran over because he was too damn nice. Which is always funny when he would say to me, Darren, why are you always so mean? He goes, it's the only way I can be nice to these people and kind to them is just to be as mean as possible so that they understand this is my line. And if you cross it, good luck. Good luck.
So I think that's everything.
Is that everything? I think, yeah, that's everything. Yeah. It has been an hour and a half of just content. I wanted to talk about Anime Midwest, but I couldn't find any information on it, so I don't really care.
I couldn't find any. Yeah, there's some sort of drama, and the only thing I could find for Anime Midwest was ICP is canceled. And stuff from 2019 that was already dealt with.
2018?
2018.
2018. 3 years ago.
Or 2019 regarding something. 2019 drama over something that happened in 2018.
2018 was already resolved. So I don't. You know what this is? This is the ex-girlfriend thing where it's like you once called someone. Some girl called your phone once. I didn't know who. That was my sister.
I'm not going to comment on anything with Anime Milwaukee and the person.
I have nothing to say there.
There might be a little bit of fire to that smoke, but
if there is, we'll circle back.
We'll circle back.
We will Jen Psaki this.
But there's just too much unknown, and it doesn't look like it's getting any clearer. So I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, everyone's screaming about it, and I can't. Look, just let people get to the information themselves. Stop slamming everything in every which way. I'm tired of this snapback culture. Someone tried that shit with me earlier today, and I told them how I would just put them in the ground if they talked to me ever again. I was like, yeah, all right, I will. No, I'm done. Like, don't talk to me. I'm not talking to you anymore. And they called me like, no, I'm done. No more of this stuff. Remember, folks, the male code of conduct has a low-level threat of violence at all times. Anyways, this has been the Geek-Posium. It has been a fun day talking about E3 and CloseCon. I hope to see some of you guys at Anime Matsuri, unless, of course, my job fucks me over. In which case, I will be very upset and out like $300 on a plane ticket. So.
And I'm Shep signing off.
Remember, everyone, have yourself a good day. Be nice to each other. And here's a video of boobs.